r/AskReddit by Redmond Dts. What's one thing your partner doesn't know? That her mom called for her the moment before she died. When her mom was dying, she was in the room with her for almost 24 hours straight and left for 30 seconds. And I was there, and in those 30 seconds her mother died, but not before calling for my wife. I don't know if it will haunt her or not, but I just don't think it's something she needs to know. My kid had made me a heart type thing at school and wanted to give it to me. I told him it was great, but that I always get the stuff he makes from school. Instead he should put my girlfriend's name on it cause she'll love it. He gave it to her and she melted. She's got it on the fridge and has been showing it off for 2 weeks to friends and family. She keeps saying stuff like, "It was so nice he thought of me and he spelled my name right and he's so sweet," and on and on. It'll just be me and his secret. She suffers from depression, and when she hits a slump she feels like laying in bed and doing nothing. Even though 99.9% of the time just getting out of bed and doing something, anything, will make a dramatic difference in her day. So usually when she hits a slump I'll manufacture some fake emergency that only she can help me solve. Like, "Hey babe, I think one of the cats has a scratch on his face but he won't hold still for me to look." Of course, the cat is fine, but I just tricked her into getting out of bed and doing something, and that's always the hardest part. Edit. Didn't expect this to blow up, reading all the replies and crying happy tears. Thanks Reddit strangers. That I have a folder of photos on my computer called "Places I Have Found My Wife's Shoes" that is legitimately filled with thousands of pictures of my wife's shoes that are either in the closet or shoe rack. I started it years ago as a joke and it has gotten out of hand. When we were dating she tickled my feet and I acted as if I wasn't ticklish. 13 years later she will tickle them and be amazed I am not ticklish. Every time it tickles. I have to hide this forever. My wife is the biggest softie for animals, and we have birds that nest right in a column on our porch. One day a baby bird fell out and she saw. Well, it ended up dying, but I buried it and told her that I saw the mama bird come down and get it. It made her day so much better that I haven't had the heart to tell her it died and probably never will. I also distract her whenever I see roadkill coming up, or tell her it was just a plastic bag or something. My wife doesn't know her Kindle is connected to my Amazon account, and I can see the many alien sex novels she's read. Whenever we get fast food to go, she enjoys eating the extra fries which have fallen out of their carriage and into the bag. I'm not really sure why she enjoys them so much, but whenever there aren't any, I drop a few down when grabbing my fries secretly and then give her the bag. It's been 8 years, haha. I always grab my fries last and she's never noticed. Holy cow. After all of these comments, I'm definitely getting a burger and fries tonight. He doesn't know just how excited I get when he gets home. I just love being around him. The dogs can hear the garage door open better than I can, so I use them as a sort of notification that he's here. But he also doesn't know how to shut the freaking kitchen cabinets. The number of times I've almost brained myself because I stood up and the corner of a door was right above my head is absurd. If he's out of town, I go completely feral for the first 1 or 2 days. Candy for breakfast, falling asleep in the couch, beer with dinner on a weekday, clothes on the floor, recycling bag overflowing. Then I shape up. When he comes back everything's back to normal. But man does it feel good to be a sloppy pig sometimes. Boyfriend has financial struggles, not because of anything he's ever done. His mother is mentally unwell and his father can't work for various reasons. He's been the sole provider for his family since he was a teen and has to balance his job on top of being the top 5% in his university cohort to maintain 2 scholarships. He had to put his mom in a psychiatric hospital by himself when he was 19. He had no support from relatives except his grandma, who doesn't have an income herself but tries her best. He currently is raising his younger brother and paying rent for the both of them. He acts strong about it but he gets financial panics very often. In comparison, my family isn't rich but we're definitely lucky enough to be comfortable. My parents pay my tuition, but I still work part-time, teaching, because I don't get any pocket money and I also enjoy it. I'm a very frugal person though, so a lot of it just gets saved up. So, sometimes I secretly transfer some money into his account. I pretend to borrow his phone and delete the SMS notification off of it. He's never noticed. It's not a lot of money, but I like to think it helps him get a little bit of extra something. Edit. Some people are questioning the validity of this because, if he's poor wouldn't he check his account more often? Which I understand. But I know him and you don't. He tutors biology and chemistry for the IB diploma. He works both freelance and with an agency. He currently has easily more than 20 students, or even more I think. Most tutoring jobs here pay by the session, except big agencies. Also a lot of parents prefer to pay differently, most choose to pay after every lesson but some pay monthly in advance or at the end of every month. So it's not like most jobs where you definitely get a set amount of money by date XYZ. If you have for example $19,373, not United States dollars, much smaller currency, and he's going to remember that he has around $19,000. Obviously it's sus if I suddenly top up to $20,000, so I do it in small increments. On top of that, because of his job nature, he frequently gets paid payments of $200 and $3,500, again, not United States dollars, several times on certain days. Also the payment platform we both use censors names with asterisks. It's not like he checks the platform anyways because it's just easier to check the SMS, which I can delete. And yes, I also hide physical cash in his backpack. I try to give her the better half of life. If there are 2 pieces of pizza left and 1 piece is burnt, I'll take the burnt one. She gets the good piece. If I'm going to shower and there's 1 normal towel left, I will use a hand drag or something to dry off. She gets the towel. If there's that unwanted end of the bread loaf, I'll make myself a sandwich using that sad end piece. I'll then make her sandwich with the good pieces. I do this all the time for the smallest things. She never knows. I try to make her life better in those small ways. My father-in-law got a bloody nose at our wedding reception because he thought it would be okay to grind his crotch on and whisper, "I've been dreaming of screwing you all night" to my mom on the dance floor. My mother-in-law saw the whole thing with many others, hence the bloody nose. I'm fairly certain my wife does not know. Edit. My mother-in-law punched him. I'm just happy I can still form sentences about this. Apologies for the word salad. He doesn't know I'm viewing a house in an hour and that I'm moving out. I'm leaving his lying, cheating ass. Bye. Edit. Thank you for all your support. The few people I have personally told have been very "oh, you can work this out. Stay with him. He loves you" really about the whole thing. You guys don't understand how much I appreciate your kind words. It means an awful lot to me. I struggle to want to stay on this planet, so I always set small goals to keep going. Things to look forward to. I've been doing this for my whole life. That I have severe abandonment issues and I feel like he will leave me even if things are good. I have a substantial amount of cash saved and hidden in my jewelry box. If your place is ever broken into, jewelry boxes are always a target for robbery. I'd find another hiding spot. But I think you're wise to have a stash. Just wouldn't want you to lose it. One time, when I was making his favorite dinner, baked chicken tenders, I didn't have any eggs, so I dredged the chicken in mayo before breading it. He hates mayo. He said it was the best batch I've ever made and had seconds. I will take this to my grave. I'm happy with how wholesome this thread turned out. I thought it was gonna be filled with some dark secrets. That's all folks. Thank you for watching. Have a nice evening. Kitos.